So yeah, my first book was Now I'm Famous. My second book was called 365 Days of Truth, which is really it's a book which it's set throughout the year, throughout 365 days, and it came about simply as a means of therapy for me. So I used to get up and just read quotes a lot, and write down things of how my day went. My brother died in 2017, so when Stead died, I was in a very dark place, and I somewhat lost myself. So writing that book was one of the things that helped me through that process. So it became, as well as being in counseling, it was something that helped me as a therapeutic process, just simply reading and simply writing. So what I needed was simply daily affirmation, because I realized that when you're in a dark place, every day is a brand new day. Um, so I was simply having to sort of deal with every day as it came. So I had some days are great and some days are really rubbish. So what I did was every day I literally had to speak to myself or read myself some positive affirmations, and I put them on my WhatsApp statuses, and then I was getting like over 150 views every day and comments just on my statuses. And my statuses could vary from everything from I'm having a great day, or it could be simply today's one of the worst days of the week. But I was always being honest, and I just wanted to be as human as possible, be as authentic as possible, be as vulnerable as possible, and also to share my vulnerability. And that was to ensure that men or women out there who had gone through similar traumas, be it death or anything, that they're vocal enough to share that with others, knowing that I wasn't alone. So when I would share that today was a rubbish day, other people say, yeah, I'm having a rubbish day as well. So just that process of constantly sharing, helped me to put together 365 days. So the book is dated, so you start from the 1st of January, you end on the 31st. So you can buy it at any point and start at any point. So every morning you get up, you read a quote, and then I sort of put my take on that quote, or personal take for myself. And what is real is that everything I say is also relatable, because nothing is new under the sun. So whatever I'm feeling now, someone else is feeling now, or someone else felt before. And I just wanted predominantly young Black men to understand that it was okay to be like, you don't have to be the same as everybody else. Okay to be different. It's okay to feel different. It's okay to it's okay to cry. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to be in touch with your emotions. These things are natural things. And I think because as men, we sort of wrapped up in the hyper masculinity, we kind of bottled so much of our emotions in that we struggled later on in life because of that. So I'm a sensitive guy anyway. So there's a few things that would trigger me in general. So like speaking on my brother's dead triggers me all the time. Speaking about my sister Senna. Because for those who didn't know, my mom died like 3 months ago. So we buried my mom last month. And one of the things that triggered me was that every time I speak of my sister Sanya, it triggers me. Like it's about to trigger me now. But it triggers me. So for that reason, just being able to be myself, and it's therapeutic. So if I cry, it helps me through that process rather than wanting to get my stresses out or any anxieties. So rather than bottle them in, because it becomes weighty when you bottle stuff in. So rather than bottle it in, I let it out. Some men might think I'm just weak. Me, I think it's strength, because it's strength to be myself rather than, I think it's weak if I continue to try and be something that I'm not. So through my life struggles and the last 4 years as an example, reading, writing has put me in a better place. And also, I genuinely believe that us as young Black men, we have to be part of the history that the future is going to read about. Because I'm like Mr. Robinson and other people, like, we're accessible. We're here today. So though we read great books, and Mackinnon, though we read great books and Booker T. Washington, Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, though we read great books of those great men, and we all do, they're not accessible. Only their stories are. Whereas now, in this day and age, we are current, and we have we're in the digital age, so we're accessible. I'm on your email away. I'm on your Instagram away. Same with everyone else that I know. So it's about being part of the history that the future read about. So in the future, young people, not necessarily my kids or my grandkids, But young people in general, or people in general, will be able to Google us or find us and say, oh, this guy did this work, this guy done great things. And no matter how small it is, it can make a change. So if I can just change any one man's perception on removing the hyper masculinity and just being human, no matter how it looks, then my job is done. So I'm kind of on my journey. My journey is very much about finding that balance and getting it right and being able to just be myself. So back in the day, my ultimate goals were very much around finances and all the other bits that we have with our, but now, my ultimate goal is just purely happy. It's purely happy. Like, I just simply want to be happy. And I'm fortunate to have a good team of individuals, very tight circle, a good team of individuals that allow me to be who I am. So I don't feel like I have to be someone else in front of them. And it will be similar to an audience like this and me going forward. I don't feel like I need to be no one else but myself. And reading and writing and publishing my second book, it's really helped me. And just to add here, my publishing company, DMJ Publishing, is Black owned as well. So it's, supporting our own and keeping it going. And so my third book, which comes out on the 20th of December, which was meant to be like my fourth book, but I couldn't finish my third book. So I jumped straight to the fourth, which has now become my third. Do the maths. So my third book is called, it's the truth, it's called a truth planner. So it is a normal standard basic planner. Visions are not solely around the car, the house, all those things. It's more about getting the balance right in life to be able to enjoy those things. So back in the day, my vision board simply had the big car, had the big house, had the the money, the job and all that, and the pretty woman. So then my vision boards are, but now my vision board will have a smiley face. Now my vision board would have had my mother on it smiling, because my visions and my aims and my goals would have changed as I got older and realized what was really, really important. And I also realized that when you're building, you're growing, if you don't have the balance right, you don't get to enjoy the things that you've worked so hard to get. So, and to implement in the planner, it allows me to implement other things into my day. So rather than just working for the bag, as it is said, I also work to be healthy. Instead of doing 12 hours, or not so many, because it's about working smart, not hard. Instead of doing 8 hours, I could now do 6 hours and go to church for 1 hour, or do 6 hours and meditate for an hour, or just read for an hour. So all the things that are going to create a balance, rather than just simply working for all the things that, promptly social media pushes us to work towards all these other little things that are important, but not as important. Because if you don't have good health, you don't have a good mind frame, none of the things you work hard to achieve will you ever really enjoy. I feel like I enjoy my successes, not because they're attainable, but I feel like because I have the right people around me all the time to keep me balanced, and all the soft cushions around me. So if I ever do fall, so they're around to help me soft land or help me pick up my pieces. So the third book, which is called The Truth Planner, out on the 20th of December. You can get it everywhere: Amazon, DMJ Publishing, Barnes and Noble, iBooks, or Google Play. Those, as well as my second book, 365 Days, you can grab them. So for me, my whole journey now is very much about truth, finding myself. And sometimes it takes some real crazy things to happen in one's life for one just to see this bright light and this great vision. So I'm fortunate. For me, it was the loss of my brother Stead, and more recently losing my mom, that is constantly giving me these new awakenings of how my life, how my life needs to be, how I need to see my life, how I need to be with my family, how I need to be around my kids, I've only got one grandson, so how I need to be around my grandson and sort of show them a different avenue in life. So obviously you want them to be successful and attain great things, but more importantly, you have to be balanced within your own life and find richness within your soul rather than richness in the bank. Find greatness within yourself rather than buying that great house. Find love of our brothers and sisters and ourselves rather than finding love in fashionable items. So just getting that balance right, and that's really what it is about. My whole 3 books. So there is 3 books. First book, Now I'm Famous. Second book, 365 Days of the Truth. and my third book, which comes out on the 20th of December, which is called The Truth Planner. You can't miss it. It's beautiful. Get it anyway. Get it. And if you want signed copies, get me. Listen, guys, thanks for having me. I'm staying tuned into everybody else. By all means, send any questions. You can get me on Instagram, which is Sir, SIR, _Terence with one R, so TRENCE _Wallen. So Sir _Terence _Wallen. That's my Insta. My Facebook's the same, Sir Terence Wallen, or just Google me.